In this video, I am going to do an unboxing of the State Farm Premier Cash Rewards card. Usually I do film the application process, but with this card I did not because I applied for the card with my State Farm insurance agent, and I'll explain my reason for that in just a few moments. This video will be broken up into 4 parts. First, I will go over the amenities of the State Farm Premier Cash Rewards card. Second, I will explain my reasons for getting the card. Third, I will do the unboxing of the card. And finally, I will share my opinions of the card. Okay, now looking at the amenities of the card, it does give you 3% cash back on insurance premium payments on up to $4,000 in spend annually. Now that 3% cash back on insurance premium payments can be for any insurance, so it does not necessarily have to be State Farm. So if you are a State Farm customer, you can apply for this card, but you can also use it for other insurance like life insurance, or if you have car insurance or homeowners insurance or rental insurance through a different company, you could use it to pay for that and you would get the 3% cash back. You also get 2% cash back at gas stations and EV charging stations, drugstores, grocery stores, and on dining as well. And then you'll get 1% cash back on all other eligible purchases. Now, this card does have no annual fee. And right now, the welcome offer on this card is you can earn $150 cash back by spending $500 in the first 90 days of having the card. And then we'll just go down here and we'll look at, there's a couple other additional benefits to this card. The first one is the auto deductible reimbursement. So you can be reimbursed on up to $200 of your auto policy deductible when you experience a covered loss if you make a minimum of 8 net purchases in the prior month. You also get cell phone protection with this card, and that will cover up to $600 in the event that your phone is stolen or damaged when you pay your monthly cell phone bill with this card. You can also add it to your mobile wallet, and you also have purchase security as well. So it does cover you against theft or damage in the first 90 days from the date of purchase with this benefit. All right, now I'm going to explain my reasons for getting the card, and I will reveal to you why I applied for this with my insurance agent. Now, the first reason I got the card is because if I applied for the card with my insurance agent, then I will get 5% cash back on insurance payments for the first year of having the card. So that is one benefit of applying for the card through your State Farm agent, is you will get 5% cash back for the first year on your insurance payments. The second reason I got the card is because I want to maximize my credit card rewards of at least 3% in as many spending categories as possible, and this will check that box for my car insurance. And the third reason I got this card was because I was targeted for a $250 cash back offer after spending $500 in the first 90 days of having the card. So that's a little bit higher than what the welcome offer is if you were just applying through the website. Now, you do have to be a State Farm insurance customer in order to apply for this card, so I do want to let you know about that as well. Before we go on with the video, I just want you to take a moment to consider liking the video and subscribe to the channel, because that really helps a lot. I want to try to grow this channel out, so I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe, and also feel free to comment down below on what you think of the videos that I'm doing. Now back to today's video. Okay, I have the envelope right here. Now, I'm actually going to open it on this video. Normally, I already have the card opened, but for this video, I'm actually going to go ahead and open it live on the video. So we're going to go ahead and get my trusty scissors out here, and we'll cut this open here. And then I will pull this out and I will show you what's in the envelope here. Okay, now I'll pull the first paper out of the envelope here. And this is the paper that actually has the card on it. So right here is that. I was approved for a $1,000 credit line. Now, I don't care about the credit line being that high. This card is issued by U.S. Bank, and I do have another card through U.S. Bank, the U.S. Bank Cash Plus card, and it has a $15,200 credit limit on it. So I'm actually not surprised that they gave me a small credit limit on this card here. And this just has the instructions for activating the card. This talks about the amenities of the card, and then it tells you to enroll in the online banking, which I already have done that. And then I can start using my card and start earning cash back. And then there's really not much on the back of this paper, just basically reiterating the other amenities that I talked about earlier, like the auto deductible reimbursement and the cell phone protection. Now, there are some other papers in this envelope, and I will show you those next. Okay, now here's some other papers that I pulled out. This is actually the agreement on the card, and it does talk about the disclosures, like it does say there's no annual fee on the card, and then it also talks about the interest rates on it. Now, this card, since I applied for it, I also was offered 0% APR for the first until October of 2027. So basically the first 15 months, which is pretty standard these days with a lot of credit cards that you do apply for. Now, when I was actually researching this card before I actually applied, I didn't actually see anywhere where it said I would get a 0% introductory APR, but I did get that with this card, and that's on purchases and also on balance transfers. So you could, if you do get that offer, theoretically you could transfer balances from another card onto this card if you so choose. Now, obviously I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be using this card mainly for my insurance payments. So this APR is not going to make any difference to me, and I plan to pay the card in full every month, so I won't have to worry about paying any interest on this card. And this agreement is actually several pages long, and I'm not gonna read over it because that would be too boring. So let's go on to the next paper that's in the envelope, and it's just a pamphlet here of just a welcome pamphlet to the card. And then I will actually take the card off the paper here, and I will actually show that to you here next. Before I show you the card, I did want to show you something on this welcome pamphlet. It's something that I totally forgot to mention earlier, and I didn't even know how you would actually redeem your cash back, but this actually tells you you can do it with a direct deposit into a US bank checking or savings account. Now, I used to bank with US Bank. I used to have a checking account with them, but I closed that account here not too long ago. But I figured I already have a credit card with them, so I figured my approval odds on this card should be pretty decent. And this is the first credit card I've applied for since I believe September of last year. So it's been quite a while, and US Bank is kind of sensitive to how many cards you have applied for in the past 6 months or a year. So if you do plan to apply for a card through US Bank, you might want to wait at least 6 months from your last application and try to limit the number of applications also in that 6 months or 1 year. I know when I applied for the Cash Plus card, I only had, I think it was one card in the last 12 months of applying for that card. So it made it easier for me to get approved for that card. Also, you can redeem your cash rewards for a statement credit, which more than likely that's what I'll probably be using it for. You can also redeem it for a prepaid rewards Visa card. And then there's also the real time rewards, and that's through the reward center through US Bank. And one of those reward offers is Amazon.com. So I could redeem my cash back for Amazon purchases, but most likely I'm going to be using it. I'm just going to be redeeming it as a statement credit. Okay, so here's the card off the paper. I'll show you a close up here of it. It is a Visa signature card, which I'm actually surprised that it's still a Visa signature card with only $1,000 credit limit, because usually with the Visa signature card, you have to have a minimum of a $5,000 credit limit on the card. And I have three other Visa signature cards, and they all have greater than $5,000 in available credit on them, or credit limits on them. I have the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, the US Bank Cash Plus card, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Those are all my Visa signature cards. And so that's the front of the card. I'll show you a little bit of the back of the card. Now there is the tap to pay symbol right there. I'm just covering up my name and my credit card number and security code, but there's really not much to see on the back, and it's it's just a plastic card, so it's not a metal card like my Chase Sapphire Preferred card or my Apple card, which are metal cards. This is just a regular plastic credit card, and it is actually pretty flexible. It's actually probably one of my flimsiest credit cards. So this is what it looks like here. Okay, now I want to talk about my opinions of the card. I think it is a pretty good card, being that you do get 3% cash back on insurance payments. And it can be with any, as I said, it can be with any insurance company. It does not necessarily have to be State Farm. Now, I have life insurance, and that's through another provider, but I already pay for that right out of my checking account. So I maybe in the future I might change that to this if I can. Other than that, I'm mainly going to be using this card just for my car insurance payments on my 2021 Ford Escape. So Yeah, like I said, I think it is a good card. The other benefits, I'm not really going to utilize those. Now, this would be a card that somebody could get if they just want one card in their wallet or maybe just a few cards. This would actually be good because you do get that 2% cash back on dining and also in drugstores and on gas, EV charging stations, and grocery stores. But I have other cards that I can use where I can get even more than 2% cash back in those categories. For food, I can use my City Strata card or my Capital One Saver card. And for dining, usually I use my City Custom Cash card for dining. And then for gas, I typically use my Sam's Club card. Now, for this quarter of 2026, I am using the Chase Freedom Flex card because that card does give me 5% cash back on gas and EV charging station purchases. And I chose to use that card because Chase points can be worth more than 1 cent per point if you redeem your points for travel. So that's why I am using that card as my gas card. So I'll only be using this card primarily for my car insurance. That's going to conclude this video. If you would like to see the most recent video I did of the cards I'm using in my wallet, click into this video right here. I want to thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video. You be blessed, stay safe, and bye for now.